right, maybe she's ready for me.
I'm sorry.
I am the 4th grade teacher that found the love of cooking. My wife got me a Blackstone during quarantine. It's the best thing we've ever done for her and me. She doesn't have to cook as much anymore, and I love to cook. So this is what we're going to cook. If you look down here, we've got chicken we're going to make a chicken stir fry. So we've got our chicken here. We've got our noodles, and all these noodles are udon stir fry noodles. There is another kind, and I can't remember what they're called, but they're smaller.
They're like hikakana something. It starts with an H.
But they're just a smaller, thinner. These are a little thicker. I think they're both great. They both soak in the sauce really well. This is the sauce we're using. We tried it the first time we did stir fry, and my kids loved it. They devoured it. So we're also gonna, oh boy, if you ever need a garlic paste substitute, there it is. This is great stuff. You can get it at Walmart or your grocery store in the salad aisle. It's just chunks of garlic with olive oil. So it's just garlic and olive oil. And my family don't like vegetables. So these are for me, sugar snap peas, and we've got some fajita mix. And we'll start cooking. So I'm gonna so every time that you cook on a Blackstone, you should oil at the end and oil a little bit at the beginning. That's the key, okay? So I've got it all on low heat. I'm gonna keep it there. It's a little warm here in Utah tonight, so I'm gonna keep it here because with it being warm outside, your temperatures tend to fluctuate a little more. It's a little harder to keep it at the temperature you want it. Now, put all the chicken on. Now, one of the keys to cooking, I'm telling you right now, is having all your stuff laid out so you don't have to run back and forth to the kitchen. That's the key. We're going to throw in some of our garlic paste. This one's almost empty. I don't know what I'll get out of it, but we're going to throw in some garlic. A lot of times they'll throw garlic in before. I'm just going to do it right now. That one's gone. We're going to throw the garlic on there. And my stepmom and my dad, they're not big garlic fan, and they were scared when we cooked with this last time it'd be too overwhelming, and they were shocked at that it wasn't this overwhelming garlic flavor. And if you come see, you're already starting to get a nice good sear on that chicken. So now, one of the keys to keeping meat dry so it doesn't dry out, because my brother who just tried some cheesesteaks, he is dried out. You gotta use your oil. Sprinkle some of that on there, and it will keep that meat from drying out. Keep that flavor in there. And then we're gonna use Blackstone's chicken and herb to put on there. Very good stuff. Let that do its thing. So as I said, and yeah, come look at the chicken. It's cooking good. It doesn't take long. That's the best thing about the Blackstone. I'm gonna get our vegetables going over on the other side. I'm the only one that really eats them in my house, but can't have. I mean, stir fry, you gotta have some vegetables. And open up the snap peas. I mean, these things are amazing without anything. We're gonna put a little olive oil on those. And this is a blend of granulated garlic, kosher salt, and black pepper, ground black pepper. So we're gonna stick that on there. Put a little bit of that on our chicken. And really with your vegetables, it depends how you like them. If you don't like a crunch, you're gonna wanna cook your vegetables a little more. If you do like a crunch, don't cook them as long because you'll cook away that crunch. I personally like a little bit of a crunch. I think it makes it better. So we're gonna come back, check on our chicken. Looking good. And the oil is just up to you. You need to, it's just learning on what flavor you like. My oil is olive oil and canola oil, a mixture of the two. I don't even know what the mixture is. I just kind of do it. But you can use any oil, avocado oil. Some people use flaxseed, some people use coconut. You can use whatever floats your boat. But I think oil is really the key into this cooking. Our chicken's probably about 70% there. We're gonna give it a little bit more, and then we will put our noodles in and mix it all together. Well, I won't mix the vegetables because my family won't eat the vegetables. That's mainly for me. Vegetables, though, if you want them to get soft, usually vegetables will take you a little bit longer than some of the other stuff to cook. They take a little bit longer. So there you could use a dome if you really wanted them soft. It depends what you're making. The nice thing is, if you got big pieces of chicken that's not all the way cut, just cut it with your spatula on the Blackstone. And you can keep seasoning along the way if you feel like you need it. A lot of this seasoning will be overdone by the sauce, but that's okay. Still gives that chicken a good flavor. I'm no professional chef. As I said, I'm a 4th grade teacher. I do have a question for all you guys that watch, and you can, actually, you'll know this, but we're posting this video later, but my question to you, you can leave on comments or wherever you watch this at. What's your guys' opinions on kids having to wear masks in the schools? That's what I do. It's going to be an interesting school year this year, I'll tell you that. So, what is your state's requiring? What are you guys going to do? Just scraping off some of that less work I got to do later on. That hydrated. Chicken stir fry is fun because there's so many things you can do with it. Our chicken's just about ready to throw those noodles on. Keep those vegetables moving. And really, cooking with a Blackstone, I'm not even close to a professional on this thing. I've watched thousands of YouTube videos. The key is, you gotta learn your Blackstone. They all have their own personal, like their own personalities. So I'm gonna take our udon noodles, hopefully I don't lose a lot of them. Lost a few. You're not making a mess cooking, are you really cooking? Okay, put some olive oil right there with those noodles. I'm either going to put some seasoning inside with those noodles, like granulated garlic, pepper, and salt. We're going to let those kind of... Now these are ready to go. They've already been cooked. You're just really steaming them up and getting the heat back into these. And then soon, when we mix that chicken and everything in there, it'll take upon the flavor of all that stuff that we've put in there. I'm gonna slide my vegetables over. Wouldn't want to mix them for the family. Might have some trouble on our hands. So I'm just gonna let them warm up in what most chefs will call the Tobin zone. If you've watched Blackstone, you know what I'm talking about. But they don't take much. You don't want to burn these noodles. You just want to cook them. Now our chicken's looking good. We're going to mix this together. Oh, there goes the noodle. So we're gonna get this chicken in here, get that flavor of that chicken right there inside that noodle. Now, if you had a family that loved vegetables and you were just combining it all, this is a time that you would then mix those in there because it will take the flavor of those vegetables as well. If you don't, you do what I do and you just cook it off the side, put it in a separate container, and then you add it to whoever that wants it. So I'm gonna add a little more olive oil. Keep stuff dry. My younger son always tells me the chicken is so dry, Dad. The chicken is so dry. I think he's referring to a chicken sandwich. Why doesn't it taste like that, Dad? But maybe it is dry and I just don't think so. I don't know. So there you go, looking good. Now, one of the keys, and I'm still on low heat because out here it's so hot that it is making my griddle top a lot hotter than a normal day. So if it wasn't as hot here, I might be cooking this on a medium to a medium high. The key is learning your Blackstone. Like one thing about this Blackstone is right here, I get very little heat in this corner. We would cook a French toast piece right there and it would just sit there and nothing would happen. And I was like, what the heck? We found out, yeah, there's not a lot of heat being produced there. Okay, we just want to make sure this chicken's good. Don't want to give anybody food poisoning by any means. So the chicken looks tasty. My kids always beg to see who gets to be the taste giver. So it's looking good. We're gonna mix some of these noodles, make sure it gets some of that chicken flavor. You could even season again. Some people think I over-season. I got yelled at the other night for over-seasoning. Some people don't season bacon. I put a little bit of Blackstone breakfast seasoning on there. I guess I put too much the other night. So there you go.
Who yelled at you?
Grandpa didn't think it was too much.
Oh.
And put a little of this over. Just give it a little seasoning, not a lot, because here in just a minute. Now the key to a stir fry too is whatever sauce you're going to use. I guess we will need a pan to scoop it in.
Yeah, do you want me to grab it?
This is what we're using. This is what we used the first night, and because I couldn't find the sauce I wanted to use, my kids loved it. Okay, we had to make 2 batches of this the other night, and by the time I came in, the first batch was gone. I was like, where'd it go? Where'd all the food go? And I couldn't get the next batch out quick enough. So at the very end, you're going to put a little bit of your sauce right here on the top. And this is your last step because it will caramelize as you put it on there. So you're gonna put a little bit on as your last step, and you don't leave it on here for very long. But you're gonna get it on there and stir that in there. Oh, lost a chicken. Chicken to his death. Down goes the chicken. Okay, but we're gonna mix it. You get that lovely sweet and sour smell. Yep, go get the pan.
Okay. There you can have that.
So there it is, lovely, sweet and sour. There's our vegetables. They're doing their thing over here. So they're cooking away. Not that you can see because I'm not very good, sorry, with the camera and trying to do this. Okay, so now I know this isn't a Blackstone related product, but I have most Blackstone people have one. The scooper. They call it actually online the food mover. I love the scooper. Okay. So we're just going to use this and scoop that in there.
Careful.
And get that on there. Coming for the... Oh, almost going to lose another piece of chicken. It lost its life. It's gone. is gone for good. Okay, so we got our chicken, our noodles. The last of that on there, and then we'll show you quickly. It's a little bit different to clean up a griddle after using a stir-fry sauce, so we'll show that really fast.
You don't have your water bottle oil anymore.
I burnt my water bottle the other night, so we're gonna use. I brought something else out to improvise.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so go grab me a case for the vegetables, and then you're with your sauce. We're just going to drizzle a little more right over the top. Yeah, come take this because I can't do two things at once. Just crazy because teachers do it all the time. So you just drizzle some more so you get some of that in there. And then I'm going to leave some so the family that won't need some more, it's there. I'm going to put the vegetables, take them off. And for me, since they're me, I'm just going to use this same thing where it's mixed with the sauce anyway. Scoop those, and I may actually top it with a little more seasoning here at the end. So I'm going to scoop those. Don't want to set that down there. Unless you want a burnt bowl for many things. Just so you know, it will happen. You'll burn things. Okay. So I've got my food here. I've got this here real quick. I'm going to take this in so the family can start eating.
Careful, watch the bottom.
Okay, really quick, I keep my burners, I've got them on low. I'm going to take my scraper here. If you scrape off your spatulas that you use, you'll do that. It makes it a lot easier to clean it later. That's a tip I learned the hard way. Instead of scrubbing really hard or scraping them in the sink, if you'll do that over your Blackstone before, and then you're getting all those chunks you're just going to throw out anyway. And you can clean that off there. That's a tip that just learn the hard way. That didn't come from anyone there. But we're going to take these chunks out of here. Nice thing with the grease trap back here. Blackstone. Okay, so we're going to get all those, and I'll show you real quick what this looks like. So if you come close in here, if you zoomed in, you see all this. This is the caramelized sauce. This is the only time it is acceptable to use water at all on your Blackstone. I usually use one of these. I burnt the other one, so we're gonna get creative tonight and use the water bottle. But this is the only time because you let it just, and you easy scrape that off. Just that caramelized sauce that you just easily scrape that off. The only time I recommend water at all on your Blackstone. Now that is a highly debatable topic right there. But I need to get this caramelized, steaming good tonight.
Yeah.
But we're just going to take that and scrape that caramelized off of here. And I would call him my buddy. I don't know if he would think he's my buddy, but Todd, good old Tobin that came over, we'll link that video on here. But the good old Todd, he says at a restaurant that he has worked, I never have, so I'll use his name. He says in restaurants they scrub them down, like they get their elbows into it. You don't have to do this with the Blackstone. It is just A simple scrape. Get that off of there. Get this corner with the vegetables was at. We're gonna take that, we're just gonna scrape this off of there. Okay, so pretty good. Now, we're going to just take a basic paper towel and I'll wipe off any of the excess stuff on there, pieces on there. And I'll be honest, I don't get it all. It's not perfect, but it's, just be careful. It is still hot. I still have it on low. I'm now going to turn off these burners here.
Your one didn't turn off.
And then we're going to oil this bad boy. So every time after you cook, like I said before, you should always oil before and after, is my opinion, okay? Because you're wanting to keep that seasoning, especially where we had to use some water on there. Sizzle. But we're just going to put a light oil so you have a nice, clean, shiny surface on there, okay? So it should look pretty. And then what I will do, because you don't always get every little food particle off of there, I will, before I cook the next round, I will take a paper towel right before I use my oil and just wipe down again, get any food particles that was left, and now it's ready to go. So let's go. Let me turn off. I always forget this part, so don't forget this part or you'll be going through a lot of propane. I always forget to turn that off. Those are off. Just quickly come look at the food.
You're good.
There it is. How is it, Tate?
Oh, it's good.
It's good.
Jordan,
You should try it.
is it good?
It's good.
So that's us for tonight. Chicken stir fry with sweet and sour sauce. There you go.